served, well played, a deserved 100.
Hey guys, welcome to Top 1%. So this happens to be the monumental 100th video on my channel, which means I've been posting for the past 98 weeks, each and every week. That's 98 because 2 of those weeks I happen to post 2 videos, and I'll be doing more of that from now on because I'll be improving the quality of my videos, the quantity of videos that I put out, all of that. And technically this is my 102nd video because I put 2 YouTube shorts, very short videos. The reason I'm doing that is because obviously to give you guys more content, and YouTube has been promoting YouTube shorts like a politician would promote his election manifesto. So why not? Let's post more often, let's post quality content, and that's how you grow. So anyways, in today's video I'll be answering some questions from the subscribers, a Q&A session per se, and also I'll be walking you through the journey of these 100 videos and talking about the way forward from here on. So it's going to be a blast. Thank you for dropping by. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, the bell icon, and let's get started without any further ado right away. So let's start with the Q&A session. The first question is, how does fitness help you develop spiritually and mentally apart from physically? That's a very well thought out question. Of course, physically we all know you lose fat, you build muscle, you become stronger, faster, you look better. All of that's a given, it's obvious. But what happens mentally really? Think about it. There are so many days when you don't want to go to the gym, when you don't want to eat right. You have a reason, you have an excuse to take it easy, but you don't. You persist, you stay consistent, you put in the effort, you make each and every rep count. That's how you become more tougher mentally. It builds character, it changes you as a person, and that carries over to every aspect of your life. And spiritually, I don't want to talk about religious hocus pocus, that's not what this is. Spirituality is simple. It's something that defines you. It shows what means the most to you as a human being. It's your way of life. And that's something fitness gives to me. And it can for many people, and it can for you. It can become the cornerstone that powers every other aspect of your life. So that's my answer. And the next question is, can keto diet really kill? This question is related to the video I made a few months back, which is about this Bengali actress who died, and the report suggests that she was following a keto diet and that's the cause of her death. I explained in that video that any diet in particular can't really kill you unless you have a predisposed medical condition that made this happen, such as in her case. But the answer is simple. As far as you're concerned, keto diet is probably not suitable for you. Why? It's simple. Because keto diet for most people is not enjoyable or sustainable. And if you don't enjoy and you can't sustain your diet, you're not going to follow it long enough to see real results from it. The next question is quite a unique one. Does drinking coffee or any other milk-based product 2 to 3 times a day good for anyone above the age of 21? So that's a 3-parted question. I'll answer it one by one. Coffee in itself, it's actually helpful for you, okay? I'm not talking about adding sweeteners and cream and heavy fat milk and all of that. That adds up a lot of calories and really quickly, so that can put you in a calorie surplus, which means you'll put on weight. So that's not good. I'd suggest cutting down on all that extra sweetness and heavy cream, and then it's probably healthy for you. And then again, caffeine, it boosts your metabolism, it's good for you, it promotes fat loss, but over consuming it, it's not good. It kind of makes you resistant to caffeine and you don't really get the benefits of it. So keep it down. At most 2 times per day is good for you. Maybe take 1 day off in a week where you don't drink any coffee. That's also fine. And the second part was any milk-based product. I consume dairy products like it's my life. I enjoy it, it's tasty, and it's healthy for me. Okay, so that's why I consume it. Unless you're lactose intolerant or you don't really sit well with those kind of products, dairy products, there's no reason to avoid them. That's not an issue. And the third part is anyone about 21 years of age. Age is really not a differential factor about what diet you follow. Unless you're really young and you're still growing, the diet is pretty much same for everyone. And even then, even if you're younger, just eat a balanced healthy diet. Don't avoid carbs, don't avoid fruits and vegetables, have enough protein, drink enough water, get quality rest, and that's it. That's something that will work for each and everyone regardless of your age. And the next question is, can you give a proper way to use portion control and calorie deficit to lose body fat percentage and be more healthy? First of all, I like that you understand being in a calorie deficit is how you lose body fat percentage, and portion control is important. So way to go. Now let me make it simple for you. Take a look at this picture. This is something you need to keep in your mind. Consider this as a framework to eat when you take your plate. Fill it in with proper protein, fiber, that is fruits and vegetables, decent amount of carbs and healthy fats. That's what you need to keep in your mind. You need to understand what food you're eating, what it contains, and portion control. Don't eat too much of carbohydrates and then no vegetables at all or no protein at all. That's an easy way to increase your caloric intake, but at the same time not really giving your body the nutrients it needs. So that's the basics about portion control. You can watch more videos of mine which I've made in the past that will help you understand it better in more detail. And calorie deficit. If you're eating low calorie dense foods, that is fruits and vegetables, that's an easy way to be in a calorie deficit because you can't overeat it. You'll probably be full before you start overeating on calories. Does that make sense? So eat foods that contain less calorie but that fill you up, rather than eating foods that contain a lot of calories but make you eat more and more. And this next question, it grinds my gears honestly. Why is fitness considered as show off rather than something that can actually add value to your life? Here's the deal, that's what social media has done to us. So many people out there, they are putting out Photoshop pictures, taking photos in perfect angles, perfect lighting condition, presenting themselves as something they are not in reality. That's unfortunate. A lot of people fall for that, and in reality people who are posting that, they're insecure about the way they are. They don't like their reality, and that's what they try to project. That's a very negative place to be in. It's a shattered misconception of what fitness is. That's not what fitness is at all. Fitness is simply to be the best version of yourself, to aspire to be the best that you can be. That's what fitness is, and that's what Top 1% is all about. And the next question is, why should fitness be a major part of our life? I have partly answered this question in the other questions I answered before, but anyways, let me reiterate. I'm not expecting you to work out like I do. I'm not expecting you to diet like a bodybuilder, give it your best every single day, train the hardest till you fail, and just keep on going, keep on grinding, keep on hustling. No, you don't need to do that. Do what you enjoy, but do something. If you can't go and work out for 1 hour, do it for 10 minutes at least. If you can't be completely strict with your diet, try to make some healthy choices, try to choose better alternatives, try to do something. Take it one step at a time. Every day matters, make it count. That's all I have to say about this. Do the best that you can and you'll definitely see the results. It's only a matter of time and effort. Okay, now let's take a look at some of my older YouTube videos and see how I've changed over the years. The quality of my content, the way I express myself, all of that. Let's begin with my first YouTube video. I remember this even till today. I was standing in front of the camera. I had no idea about lighting, camera angles, how to speak in front of the camera, how to even attach the mic properly to my phone. I had no idea. I was nervous. I was anxious. I was sweating. I stood in front of the camera for God knows how long to record a small 3-minute video, and then editing it took hours together again. And man, you put in the time, you put in the effort, you definitely grow. And me, I'm a testament of that. I may not have grown significantly in terms of my views and subscribers and all of that, but this is what I told myself before I started my YouTube channel. Make 100 videos. At the end of that, you stand, you take a look at what videos you have made, and then think, was it worth it? Did you gain something out of it? Did you improve from it? And honestly, I think I have. It's made me more confident. It's made me better at expressing myself with my tonality, body language, expressions, whatever it is. It's totally worth it for me. All the research that I put in to put the video to you guys and bring out content, bring out information, bring out entertainment, whatever it is. It's an endless journey to me. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be with each and every single video that I put out. So that being said, take a look at how awkward my first video was. It's going to be funny. Let's start it. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Top 1%. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell is Top 1%, right? So let me explain that to you. Top 1% is a mentality. It's a mindset. It's a way of life. What it means is to strive to be the top 1% in all aspects of your life. Oh my god, do you see the horrible quality of audio and lighting in this video? It's horrible. I turned on every light in the room, including the lamp in the distant corner of the room, hoping that it would make the quality of the video better. I had the mic on, but damn, I didn't know how to get the audio out of it. And even to speak for 2 minutes in front of the camera, I needed a script. And at this moment, I was looking at the whiteboard placed opposite to me. All that being said, my mind was in the right place. I knew that I had a vision that I was willing to invest time and effort into. I wanted to share all the knowledge that I had while trying to be the best version of myself. That's one of the videos that was important to me, and another one is when I talked about my fitness journey. I talked about how I changed over the years, what fitness means to me, and basically the timeline of my journey. And that, honestly, till today is the most personal, most important video that I've made. because of how much value it holds to me in my life. Take a look at that. Everybody loves an underdog story, huh? Start your way from the bottom, work hard, and make your way to the top. Overcome all obstacles against all odds. Who doesn't love that? And now I want to talk about all the review videos I've made on my channel. These are the videos that have the most views, that have the biggest reach, and have done really well. Athlean AX1, Cult Fit review, Athlean Inferno Max Shred, all of that stuff, the review videos, people don't really make them on YouTube. That's the reason I decided to put them, and honestly it takes a lot of time, effort and experimentation and going through the process to put out these videos. That's why it's time consuming, it takes a lot of effort, and I want to bring out quality content. That's why these videos don't come more often, but whenever they do come out with a bang. Almost every video that I put out, I get a lot of positivity, a lot of support from people that are within my circle and also people all around the world. Like, I see one comment from somebody who is in South America, or somebody that's in Europe, that's in North America, whatever. It's really cool for me to see that I can impact somebody, I can add value to the life of somebody that's living thousands of miles away from me. That's really amazing. That's the power of internet, and yeah, it makes me feel humble, it makes me feel blessed. But there are times when you put out a video to help out people, to curb the misinformation, to set things straight, and to call out people who are trying to misinform people, who are trying to fool them, or whatever you might call it. I'm talking about my FitTuber video. Easily, this is the most disliked video on my channel. It's gained so much controversy. The comment section, it's absolute cancer. If you go and take a look at it, it's horrible. People are so misinformed, they don't know what they're talking about, and yet people like him, they have such a huge cult following. He has good content, yes, but stuff like this, it doesn't deserve to have so many views, and that's something I'll always stand against, and I will set things straight when the time comes for it. And lastly, before I end this video, I want to talk about the way forward for my YouTube channel. I've experimented with quite a lot of content on this channel, pure information content, information mixed with entertainment, just entertainment, reaction videos and whatnot. I've tried everything, but then again, I've just explored a drop of what is an ocean left to be explored, and for that, I'm excited. And I promise you this, with each video that I put out, I'll give my best. I'll try to make it better in some way or the other than my previous videos. I cannot control the YouTube algorithms or how people perceive my videos, do they like it or not. All I can do is put in the best work that I can and hope for the best. And that's all I need to say in this video. If you enjoyed the video, drop the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and if you're subscribed to my channel, if you've been following me for a long time, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that there's people out there who want to listen to what I say and who can gain value out of the little content that I put out. So thank you very much for watching this video, and until next time, take care, stay hungry.